that one of my, unique purposes that I have in this life is to connect other people with their purpose. And because I've been in my purpose for such a long time, I understand how beautiful and how fulfilling it truly is. And when you start walking with your purpose, I believe that you start walking with God. You start walking with the plan that was laid out for you, and you experience like this plethora of synchronicities that shows you that you're on the right path, that you're supposed to be doing these things, that you're supposed to be, in my case, inspiring and helping other people, and showing people that they can genuinely love themselves and do whatever they want to do in this life, and they don't have to conform and settle for the normalities of society, and you got to go to school and stay on this conveyor belt and all that stuff. I think it's all garbage. And I think that all of these, I know that all of these systems have been in place for such a long time to keep us ignorant to who we truly are. And through that process, most of us have become slaves, to this idea that we need to go to college and get a degree and all this stuff and go to work for our whole entire lives and then retire when we're 60. And it's all garbage. It's all a lie. And, I found that when I started walking this path, although very difficult, it became very, very rewarding for me. And I've experienced a lot of beautiful things, and I continue to experience beautiful things every single day because I'm doing this, not just in my own experience, but also, seeing how other people are changing around me, and just being able to see that, the light that I shine has an effect on other people, is quite literally remarkable. So I wish that for everyone, and anyone can achieve that. Anyone can find their purpose. So big reason that I made this today. So JP, shout out to you. This one's for you, brother. And yeah, we'll get started. So the importance of finding your purpose and monetizing it also, for freedom, for financial freedom, for spiritual freedom, for your own individual freedom is super, super important, guys. So your soul's purpose is your unique energetic signature and divine mission that you have here on earth. I don't think that this is set in stone. I don't think that there's this whiteboard in the sky that God writes. It's this is your purpose. I think that you're here to find it. And the only way that you really find it is through, intuition, through passion, through divine synchronicities. This is how I found my purpose. And I'll tell you guys a little story, actually, what kind of started my whole journey of, making videos and all this stuff. I was into meditation for a very long time. I knew that I always had, a lot of wisdom. Back in the day when I was in college, we would be at after parties or something, and I would be the one that's always talking, and people would just sit around me and listen. It was always like that. You know what I mean? So there was one time, one of my roommates, his girlfriend, she had a client, and this client won a reading from this super renowned medium for up to 10 people. Her name is Cindy McIntyre. She actually lives in London. She's $450 an hour. Like I said, world renowned. This lady is out of this world. I've never experienced something like this in my whole entire life. So one person actually backed out for this reading for 10 people, and they asked me if I wanted to go, and I'm of course, I'm down. This is the first time I've ever had an experience with a medium. So the setting was, we were in this house, and I was situated in a corner on this chair. There was a light shining on me. It was very interesting how this is all set up. But so Cindy comes in, and Kim, who was my buddy's girlfriend, that's the client that won the reading or whatever, she goes up to Cindy because they actually knew each other before. And she's like, by the way, there's a gentleman in the corner. And she's like, oh, I know. She knew me before I even was able to speak to her. So she's going around the room and she's doing readings, and everyone is bawling their eyes out. She's telling people about reoccurring dreams that they have, lost loved ones. It's just deep. It's on deep, deep levels. And so she finally gets to me, and she shakes my hand. She's like, I need to shake your hand. So she goes and shakes my hand, and my word to God, the hair on her arm stands directly up, boom, straight up. And she backed off. She's like, oh my God, I need to do that again. Shakes my hand, hair on her arm directly up. She's like, you are an old, wise soul. You've been here from the beginning. And she starts going off. And then she's like, it's someone behind you's birthday today. And I had to think about it for a second. It was my dad's birthday. It was July 7th. My dad was born on 7/7. It's my dad's birthday that day. And then the next thing that she said, I'll never forget my whole entire life. She's like, I see you with a microphone speaking to hundreds of thousands of people. And I started bawling my eyes out right there. She's like, you are supposed to be like, because I was doing this before, but I wasn't just doing it in a way like on like videos and all this stuff. She's like, I see you with a microphone speaking to hundreds of thousands of people. And I remember I just started bawling my eyes out. And there was a lot of other things, but long story short, the next day I started YouTube. And the next day is when I made my first YouTube video. So that was like the aha moment, like the synchronicity that I was like, I'm supposed to be doing this. Like it felt so right. And I've continued doing it ever since. You know, when I started my YouTube journey, I was making one video every single day for years. And these videos were only getting like 10 or 15 views. But there was one person, I remember this specifically, this one person that I met out west. He was watching all of my videos and he was commenting on every single one of these videos. And I knew I was helping this one kid. I knew I was helping this one kid. So I kept on going. That's what like fueled me to keep going. And I had this like this thought, and I always have this thought now where it's like, if you can help one person, you can change the fucking world. And I want you guys to know that, right? And your purpose is so aligned with that. Like if you can just figure out how to help one soul, you can have this ripple and this butterfly effect that can literally change the entire world and the whole process of things. So that's always how I viewed it. And I was like, I'm just going to keep going. And to this day, when I make these videos, if I'm like, yo, like, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't put this up, blah, blah, blah. And like the ego comes in and that little inner bitch is trying to like, you know, silence my light. I'm like, no, like if this is going to help one person, then I don't care. If it can touch one soul, that's all I care about. And that's kind of been my philosophy ever since, is if I can help one person, I know I can change the world. So a little bit about me there, guys. Now, the answers, and I was speaking about this in the last live session, the answers that you seek, they always come in silence. What you seek is always seeking you, right? We are constantly overthinking in our heads. Should I do this? Should I do that? And pulled in all these directions. If we can get to a place where we can silence our being, cultivate this equanimity within ourselves, this peace and this beauty within ourselves, all the answers start to come. Solitude is extremely important, guys. I can't stress this enough. I have been in complete solitude for a long, long time in my life, like a very, very long time where it's just been me. And there's been times where I fought this and I'm like, you know, I feel like I should be with maybe a woman or blah, 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 or like with my best friend, all this stuff. And I just genuinely realized over my experience that when you're in true solitude, that's when you gain the most knowledge of self. Like you truly will understand yourself on such an incredible level the more that you're alone. And here's a great example of this. There was a massive awakening that took place during the whole COVID scandemic. What was happening? People were isolated. Through isolation, they started realizing who they were. Not only was everything all fucked up in the external world, that was getting them to realize, okay, this doesn't make sense, blah, 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 blah. But because they were so forced into this isolation, they started waking up in massive numbers. I believe that all of that happened as a part of a divine plan, because I genuinely saw a mass awakening of humanity through that process, right? So solitude is super, super important, guys. Never, ever fight it. If you feel like you're alone, just know that you're never alone. You are never alone. You're always, you know, you're always being guided. You're always walking with your angels. You're always walking with this divine power. You have to understand that. And this is genuinely the truth of things. And so again, solitude and reflection aligns you with your higher guidance. That's what it is. Okay. So the universe constantly communicates with you through signs, dreams, and even gut feelings. So your gut is your second brain. The signs, the synchronicities, like I was telling you, that I experienced with the medium, experience that I had. And I was experiencing so many things before this too. And I continue to experience these things, right? Where I'm seeing like these sequences of numbers. And on these patterns. And I genuinely understand now that the universe or God communicates with you through numbers. Like the whole universe is mathematical, right? Numbers carry a very specific vibration. So it's typically when you're thinking a certain thing or feeling something, or, you know, thinking about your path or whatever, that you might start seeing these synchronicities. I know I've told this story before, but even creating this community, like I was forced out of my previous business through, just a bunch of shit that happened. And I had the thought that, you know what, I think I should create a community. And I literally was sitting out back, looking up at the sky, and I'm like, if you want me to create a community, give me a sign. That's what I said. And I let it go. And I shit you not, it was the next day that the guy that's working with me, doing all the back end stuff, he sends me this like huge message, this video message actually. I met him in Miami a while ago. And he's like, Sheldon, he's like, I just finished reading like Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural. I recommended it to him. And he was like, I'm feeling super elevated. He's like, I've been watching all your videos and they've been really, really helping me, all this stuff. And it was just such a heartfelt, beautiful message that was relating to like everything that I do. And then at the end, he's like, yo, we should build a community together. Like, this is what I do. And I'm like, this is the sign that I was looking for. And then boom, you start building. So those are like the communication that you receive, the signs, the synchronicities, and this all happens through silence. You know what I mean? And I also believe that, and I know that if you're looking for a sign, it's important to put it out there, but not to look for it. It's just put it out there, let it go, and then let it flow. And it always comes in a beautiful way. Don't cause resistance to it. All right. So the spiritual connection to your purpose. So your purpose is connected to your soul's contract and karmic lessons. So essentially, before we come here, we have, these divine contracts that we sign. This is, well written out, the Akashic records, all this stuff. We can go down this rabbit hole, but like in your heart of hearts, what your calling is. What you're being called to. There might be a lot of different directions you can go. And most people have like this, this goal of being able to help people. And that's genuinely what it is. It's like everyone, when you ask them what their purpose is, like, I want to help people. They just don't know in what way to do it. So, you just got to follow your purpose. You got to follow what you're passionate about and figure out, what sets your soul on fire, what ignites your heart. And through that process, you start to figure out, what your talents are. You start to figure out what you're really good at, what you can help people with, etc. So when you start to align with your purpose, it elevates your vibration and attracts abundance effortlessly. This is 100% a fact, right? So when you let go of, the fact that I need to make money, blah, 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 money starts coming as a byproduct. There is a quote that I heard a long time ago that I always stuck by, and it resonated so deeply within me. He was like, instead of trying to make $1 million, try to serve 1 million people. And when I heard this quote, I'm like, damn, because you completely shift your perspective from I need to make money to no, I need to help people. And through this service, money just starts coming as a byproduct, right? So once I started focusing on service and stop focusing on how do I make money and drop shipping, Amazon FBA, blah, 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 doing the research, I need money, that fucking energy, right? Then money just started flowing. It started coming as a byproduct. It just started falling in my lap in different ways, and different business opportunities were coming in, all that stuff. And abundance comes in many different forms, guys. Like even what I'm doing right now with this community and everything, like I genuinely am not attached to like, this is going to make me rich, or this is going to give me the financial freedom that I need to do what I want to do in this life. I'm not attached to any of that because I genuinely understand that the process in which things work, I can never predict. And when you start to attach to certain outcomes, you cause so much resistance to that specific path, right? So you just want to let go and flow with it. And I know that I'm in this position right now where I'm able to help people. So I'm just focusing on being able to help people in whatever way I can. And I know that I'm going to be taken care of at the end of the day. It doesn't matter in what in which ways. It doesn't matter how it comes. It doesn't matter if it comes. I just know that I'm in my purpose and I'm helping people, and that's genuinely all I care about. So super, super important stuff. So when you're in alignment, work becomes play and creation flows naturally. That's exactly what it is. Like, work does not feel like work. You know what I mean? When I'm making videos and all this stuff, like it takes a lot of time to do this stuff. It takes time to, like, you know, build these things and do these live sessions and all this stuff. Do I feel like I'm working right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It doesn't feel like work. It feels natural. It feels like this is what I'm supposed to do. I love doing these things. I love speaking. I love inspiring. I love, you know, making these things for you guys. I love making videos and seeing the impact that I'm making on other people, and also seeing all the hate. It's all a part of it. You know what I mean? So that's a really cool part about, you know, finding your purpose, guys, because when you are in true alignment, it does become play. Your work becomes your play, and then it just flowing. And I always said that, you know, I always feel like I'm in it. I always said that. I'm like, I'm in it right now. Like, I'm in that state, that flow state where everything is just coming naturally and I don't have to force anything. And that's the beauty of it. Like, you genuinely know when you're in your purpose because nothing is forced. Everything just becomes like seemingly easy. Things flow to you. Downloads come, ideas come, like just like insights and information falls in your lap. And that's when you know you're in it. That's when you know you're truly, genuinely in it. I was talking about this a little bit earlier. Resistance and fear are signs of misalignment. So you have to trust the universe plan. And resistance comes from expectation. So, you know, if you're sitting there and you're like, I'll give it my example, right? I'm like, I need to build this community and get this many members in here by this time so I can make this amount of money, and that's the only way that this is going to prosper and work, blah, blah, blah. That's resistance. Where it's like, no, let's just build this community and see what happens and let it flow and help as many people along the way. And through that process, you know, beautiful things happen. And yeah, we're just getting started. So we'll see what happens. There's no attachments to the outcome. There's no, you know, I need this to work, or that's not the energy here. It's just like, I'm loving this. I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm loving like helping you guys. I'm loving learning from you guys and, you know, getting different perspectives on things. And it's really working in abundance for everything. Go ahead, Gina.
Yeah, I just had a question on that because obviously you've worked through a lot of my resistance during these classes. But usually, like when I feel like I'm coming up against a resistance, I'm always like, that's like a core belief that I have to work through, or like something that I've just held on for so many years that has layers, and I have to get through it. Like, do you feel like that's what comes up for you, or do you just feel like, oh, it's easy to like make that switch to believing the other way?
In my, yeah, in my experience, the resistance that the most resistance that I felt in my life is when I thought that I needed to be somewhere that I'm not currently at right now. And that was like the whole destination sickness that I was talking about on the last call, where, you know, I was like going, and one thing that always like comes back to memory is I remember when I was out west and I was working on the rigs, and I think I had like around 300,000 followers on TikTok at the time. And I will always remember this very specifically. And the money wasn't coming in, and I was still like knowing that I was a slave and going out and doing something that I hated doing, but I knew it was a purpose. And I remember the one day, like I went in my bed and I'm like, why? Like, I'm like, why? Like, I'm doing everything that I need to be doing. I've been manifesting for so fucking long. Like, I'm like doing it all. You know what I mean? Like, and I got nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? Like, that was like the mindset that I had. And it was really just like, why am I not in the place that I'm at? Or why am I not in the place that I want to be versus where I'm at right now? And it kept myself in that like cycle, and I wasn't learning the lessons, and I was creating so much resistance to where I needed to go. And it's so interesting because the way that I thought that things should play out, the resistance that I was creating was completely different from how it actually ended up playing out. I could never have predicted the way that I got out of that situation. Never in a million years could I have predicted how that worked out. And because I was trying to predict it and trying to control it and trying so hard to get out of that situation and not just being present and understanding that I'm right where I need to be and flow with all this stuff, I was creating so much resistance. So that's kind of how I experience resistance. And you know, the way that I was able to break out of it was just genuinely understanding that I'm supposed to be here right now. There's still more lessons to learn. You know what I mean?
And yeah, I think that hit home again. Yeah, I think I was creating fears of what was coming, and so I was probably like destination sickness, but I was, because I was I was already planning the destination to be something I didn't want.
Yes.
So it changed course.
It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing, just in a different way. Right?
No, you said it better. Yeah. Okay.
It's just about flowing. It's genuinely about flowing. It's like, I got asked this question today too. It's like, okay, like how do I not get destination sickness and still like visualize at the same time, right? It's just not being attached to it, right? It's not being attached to it. So I can sit and visualize my ideal future and I can feel it and all that stuff and then let it go, but I'm just not attached to it. I'm still creating that, but there's no attachment. There's no attachment, because how you get there, the in between, the process that happens, you cannot predict. And when you start to attach to that exact outcome right there, then you cause resistance to exactly how God's plan is trying to flow through it. So I always say that trust the divinity in the flow of God's plan, or the universe's plan, or whatever you want to call it. There is a higher power at play. So that's the key, is releasing this resistance. Release all doubts, fears, and worries. This happens great through like affirmations. Like if you have doubts, fears, and worries about, you know, your future or anything like that, or even the present moment, like you just start writing affirmations. Like I quite literally release all doubts, fears, and worries, and I just flow with the plan that is in place. And that's, you know, what's really helped me reprogram the subconscious mind. And the more you reprogram the subconscious, the more it really allows you to stay present in this moment and flow with the divinity of this entire plan. So turning purpose into a path of freedom. Purpose-driven work is the key to escaping the 9-to-5 system and societal conditioning. 100% agree with that. You can do it in other ways. And, you know, some people might argue that it's just more important to try to chase money and all that stuff. And I disagree, because I genuinely understand from being on that side. You know, I've built businesses that are just about money, you know what I mean? And I've also built businesses that are about helping people. And helping people will make you feel better every single time. And when you're genuinely in your purpose, you just vibrate on higher frequencies. You feel like you are doing what you came here to do. And because of that, more abundance flows, more opportunity flows, right? So I genuinely believe that, you know, purpose-driven work is the key to escaping the 9-to-5 system. And finding your purpose is the first step. If you're in a place right now where you don't know what your purpose is, maybe you want to help people and all that stuff, you have to look to your internal world. You hold all the answers. You hold all the keys to this life. You have to understand that. And when we can just chill, slow down, the paradox is we actually speed up our manifestations. When we try so hard and we go, it's again more resistance. I think this is maybe the most important aspect of finding your purpose, is to embrace authenticity. I have always been me, raw, 100%, not giving a fuck. That's just me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what other people think. The greatest liberation in this world is not caring what other people think of you. It's just putting yourself out there in the most raw, authentic way, no matter how people think, because you know that it's genuinely going to impact other people and yourself. Authenticity is the highest vibration there is. They know this. They study this. When you're in an authentic state of being, you are also vibrating on the highest frequency that you possibly can. And therefore, abundance comes, like love comes, prosperity, peace, all of it, right? So it is a beautiful thing to just embrace your true authentic self. Never ever put a mask on for anyone. If you have to hide who you are for anyone in your life, it is not worth them being in your life, straight up. And that's the only reason, because you would be embarrassed about a side of yourself, or you think that, you know, they're not going to like this part of me. And it's not worth it, because I'm telling you right now, if you close those doors, other beautiful ones will open. more beautiful people will walk into your life that are going to align with your purpose, that align with your authenticity, that are going to help you grow and help you become a greater version of yourself, right? The path isn't, meant to be walked with a million people. It's like the smaller the circle, the better, guys. 100%. And, the quicker that you realize that, the easier the path does get, because you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around with the most. I got about 3 friends max. You know what I mean? 3 people that I keep close to me, and that's about it. So we have to embrace the spiritual laws as well. The law of attraction, law of vibration, they all play a pivotal role in financial freedom. Like I said, if you're in your true authentic state, you're going to vibrate on higher frequencies. Therefore, you're going to attract better. Simple as that. Money is an energy exchange. So provide value aligned with your gifts. It's simple. Like, if you can figure out a way to provide enough value to X person where they're super happy with the service that you provided, what other way you can figure it out, whatever way you can figure it out, you're going to get paid for it. Simple as that. So monetizing your purpose, guys, you need to identify your unique skills, your knowledge, and your spiritual insights. Again, this comes through meditative practice. Like, I swear that everything just always goes back to the same thing, and it's just silence. You know what I mean? Because meditation is quite literally how you connect with the divine. And through this process, you start to figure out your unique skills. You start to figure out more knowledge, and you start to have more spiritual insight. People ask me all the time, Sheldon, where do you get all this information from? It's abundant. It's everywhere. You can tap into it, right? Information is like a frequency, and you can't access the information on 99.9 if you're on 98.5. You got to tune into that specific frequency by raising your vibration through spiritual practice, through meditation, through breath work, through visualization, through grounding and sun gazing and being out in nature and just like really stilling yourself and slowing down a little bit. This is how you're going to tap into these spiritual insights, which are going to show you and point you in the right direction towards your purpose. This is the key, guys. So, we can create digital products, we can create courses, mentorship programs to help serve others. And there's a plethora of ways that we can do this, building communities just like this with like-minded people. Energy attracts energy at the end of the day. We can utilize platforms like social media, podcasts, memberships for scalability. There is so many different ways that we can turn our purpose and monetize it. So passive income streams allow freedom. We can write books, affiliate marketing, different investments. This is the thing that the options are endless. Like, when you're truly in your purpose, when you start aligning with your core values and you start attracting these people in your life that are also aligned with your core values, vibration attracts vibration, right? So when you start to vibrate on certain frequencies, you're going to start attracting specific people that are going to help you along your journey, along your path. Ideas are going to start to come. You know how many times I've been sitting in like a meditation, or I've been out back just sitting with my thoughts, and boom, $1 billion idea comes to my mind. You know what I mean? It's like I have books of it. Like, there's literally books of these ideas that, eventually I'm going to bring to life. And this all happens through silence. When you start manifesting and you start, really going after the life that you truly desire through your purpose, I swear, like, the insights and the downloads and the information that comes is just like, it's so abundant, and it's constant. So this is huge. This part's huge, guys. Overcoming limiting beliefs about money and success, because we have so many limiting beliefs that we were programmed with since birth. We have to understand that money isn't evil. It amplifies energy, and it's a tool for expansion. Gina mentioned on the last call that money is a necessary tool in this experience, whether we like it or not, right? So we just have to understand that it's just a part of the game. It's a part of the game. And, the more that we can be in our purpose, the more that we can do what we're passionate about, the more we figure out ways to monetize it, the more that energy is going to come into our lives, right? There's something that I also do, because money is energy at the end of the day. And everything is an energy exchange. So like when you tap your card at the store, that's an energy exchange, right? Most people, when they tap their card, they associate that feeling with lack because it's coming out, right? So what I have done and what's helped me remain more abundant in my life over the years is when I tap my card, I say in my head every single time, I'm so happy and grateful this money comes back to me in increasing ways and possibilities. I have associated with this transaction with a feeling of abundance instead of a feeling of lack. I understand that every time I tap my card, it is coming back to me in increasing ways and possibilities. And this helps me stay abundant. Money just starts coming in different ways, you know? Reprogramming the subconscious mind through affirmations, guys. There's an affirmation that I speak. There's many affirmations that I speak every single day. But here's one. I'll just share it with you guys. I now write in my subconscious mind the idea of God's wealth. God is the source of my supply. All my needs are met at every moment of time and point of space. God's wealth flows freely, joylessly, and ceaselessly into my experience, and I give God thanks for God's riches forever circulating into my experience. I know that's a lot and it's a mouthful, and I've been practicing it for a long time, but you know, I constantly am speaking these things. I'm constantly speaking. I'm constantly putting it out there. I'm constantly reprogramming my subconscious mind. I have it right in front of me. Like I'm writing affirmations every single day. Like money loves to be around me. Money loves my energy. The wealth I desire is already on its way to me because abundance is my birthright. I am open to receiving abundance and money in unexpected ways. Like all these things. I am so happy and grateful for my unlimited abundance and freedom. Like I'm always writing. I'm always like reprogramming, and just like it's very, very important to practice your penmanship, to speak affirmations, to reprogram the subconscious mind, because it's all going to play a pivotal role in how you're able to monetize your, you know, personal purpose. So we got to release this scarcity mindset. And that's all a part of what I was just saying, like the scarcity feeling, the lack and all that stuff. And just understand that it's all around us. It's always going to be there. It's always, it's abundant. It's my birthright. That's just what it is. It's always going to be there. And I was talking about this already, reprogram the subconscious beliefs through affirmations, through journaling, through shadow work, all that stuff. And this is probably the biggest key and the biggest lesson that we can come here to learn is trust the divine timing. Trust the fucking process. Like, I swear to God, that's what it is. Like, there's so many times in my life where I'm just like ready to level up and everything gets thrown at me. Everything gets taken away from me. I get the most challenges, the most obstacles. And it's like, how much do you trust me, Sheldon? That's like literally what's happening. You know, there's a part of The Secret, and it always, you know, hit home with me, and it always rang so true in my personal experience. And he talks about, you know, the root is just about to bust through the dirt. It's right there. It's about to come to fruition. And this is when God or the universe throws everything it has at you. It tests everything that you've learned along the way. It takes everything away from you, maybe. And it's in this moment. It doesn't do this because it's evil. It just wants to know how much you trust it. Surrender to the plan. Surrender to the plan. And when you completely surrender and know that every little tiny fucking thing is happening for a divine reason, that's when all of it breakthrough, boom, here it is. You know what I mean? There's your manifestations right in front of you. This is probably the most important part. Don't resist it. Just trust. Just trust. You will be taken care of. Everything is going to be okay. This path that I'm walking is, once again, very difficult, but also very rewarding. So, Gina, go ahead.
So along with that, like, do you really think that like it's a test, or do you feel like you were like you detoured and it's like, hey, you're on the wrong path, so it just like throws all these things at you to get you to go the other, to like turn around,
I
go a different way?
In my, like, what I believe is that I don't think that you ever are on the wrong path. I think that it's always, this is the path no matter what. And I do think it's a test of trust and surrender and to not resist. You know what I mean? So like I was talking about earlier, don't resist it. Like when you feel like you're at this breakthrough and now everything might be falling and all these like obstacles come your way, they're not like, we can call it tests, we can call it obstacles, we can call it challenges, whatever it is, it's shaping you and molding you into the person that you need to be in order to receive all those gifts. You know what I mean? So that's the process of things. And it's just really about not resisting it. This is all a part of the plan. If I lose everything, it's all a part of the plan. You know what I mean? Don't resist it. Flow with it. Trust.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely happened to me. Like I was in the flow state, and then all this stuff happened last year. But I feel like for me, it was like this big thing going, "Hello, you're off the path." It's like your purpose, like you're not doing your purpose anymore. Like you're focused on other things, and then like once I reset, it's like, okay, now the flow state's back.
Mm-hmm. So obviously me and you have a different path, right? And there
Right.
might be a time where you maybe fell off the path. Surrender is a higher vibration because it's non-attachment. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And maybe you did fall off the path. And if you were feeling that way, then that's probably what it was. And maybe it forced you to get back on the path. And that's why these things happen. In my experience, I don't think I've ever really fell off the path. I think that you might deter a little bit and maybe not do things that are aligned with your future self or your higher self, and it might set you back. But I think that I've always, walked the path that I'm supposed to be walking. But through the process, and I always say this, you don't attract what you want, right? You attract what you are. So these things, they just happen along your journey to shape you, to mold you, to help you become this version of yourself that will be allowed to receive all these gifts, that can handle all these gifts that you're asking for. Like I'm asking for a big life, by the way, like the biggest life ever. You know what I mean? Like I'm asking for it all. So what's going to come with that? It's going to come with hardships. It's going to come with failures and heartbreaks and challenges and setbacks and the most obstacles. And I'm okay with that because I understand like this path that I'm walking needs to be difficult, right? We have the option. This game of life, we all have the option to choose the difficulty that we want to play with. We can choose the easy mode, the path that most people walk. We can choose medium difficulty, or we can choose expert mode, right? And it's funny because the paradox is if we choose easy mode, our life will eventually become very difficult. If we choose the hard mode, eventually our life will become a lot easier. So I chose the hard mode. I'm going through a lot of hard things and I continue to go through hard things, but eventually it's going to get a lot easier. And it has before. It is what it is, right? So that's kind of my insights about that. And I hope that helps a little bit.
I mean, just, you never know why things come up.
You can only trust your intuition, and like your intuition was telling you, hey, I'm not on the right path right now. So that's probably exactly what it was, right? My intuition tells me like when I'm going through these things, and I've been going through these things like recently, been going through a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles. It's just like it. And there's one thing that I always experience, and I've experienced a lot along my journey, was the synchronicity 222, and it always meant trust the process. And I've experienced this in ways that it's like undeniable. Every single day I see like this sequence of numbers, and it's always when I'm like, there's a little bit of doubts coming in, or I'm like, why, blah, 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 boom, 222, trust the process. I'm literally being spoken to like on a daily basis. Like that's what's beautiful about this path is like, you're genuinely not alone. Like I am getting guidance. I'm receiving divine messages that it's like, yo, trust the process. Change is coming. I see 999 a lot, like a fucking lot, a lot more than I've seen in my, like that is like the number in my experience right now. And it's all about new beginnings. It's all about like the breakthrough. And it's just like that. It's exactly where I'm at right now. Right. So like, I genuinely understand through my process, because I'm been doing what I've been doing. I've been receiving these messages, and I was talking to my buddy about this earlier. Like your angels are such like high vibrational beings. They can only come around you when you're in high vibrational energy too, right? Like when you're in a perpetual state of love and gratitude and all that stuff, that's when you're receiving these messages because they're close. And I can feel that energy. And it's super, super beautiful. And yeah, the more that you walk this path and the more that you know do this inner work and you connect with this like divine guidance, you will start to see a plethora of like beautiful messages that you just can't ignore. It's not like a coincidence. It's right in front of you. And it's this is what's so beautiful about this path, like because you genuinely will understand that you are on the right path. You know, like they're showing you, hey, you're on the right path through. Like I'm receiving quite literally out of worldly guidance. And maybe it sounds crazy to some people, but I know exactly what I experience. I know exactly what's happening, and I'm so grateful because of it. So I genuinely know that I am walking my purpose. I'm walking my path. And I genuinely know that everything that's happening in my experience right now is exactly what's supposed to happen. It is all written. It's all written in the stars, and I'm just walking the path. So it helps me completely surrender, completely let go, and just trust the process. Those 3 words right there, trust the process, are probably one of the biggest lessons that I've learned throughout this experience. Just surrender and trust, Sheldon. Like, you're all good. Everything is going to work out. It always does. It always will. And you are right where you fucking need to be. Simple as that. All right. So the ripple effect of living in your purpose. Your light activates others to step into their own truth. This is maybe kind of what's happening right now. Interesting, right? So raising collective consciousness through purpose-driven work. So when you put yourself out there, when you're authentic, when you're in your purpose, you actually raise the collective consciousness of the people around you and the world, right? It's that ripple effect. Remember what I said? If you can help one person, you can change the world. That butterfly effect, it's quite literally a reality. You know, shine your light everywhere you go. Hold doors open for people. Put a smile on your face. Like those little things that people don't do out there, they don't go unnoticed. Trust me, they really don't go unnoticed. You know, just smiling at a random stranger. If someone's 20 to 30 feet away from a door and you just wait that like 10 seconds to hold the door open for someone, you'll be surprised at the amount of energy they receive from that, because there's not a lot of people that do that. It's just these little things that go such a long way. And like I said, guys, your purpose isn't written in stone. It can be anything. It can literally just be that. I want to shine my light everywhere I go. That's my purpose. Just be a light. Simple as that. That is a beautiful fucking purpose. A beautiful purpose. Never underestimate the power in that shit. This is probably one of the deepest things for me, is leaving a legacy beyond material wealth, impact, wisdom, and higher vibrations. No one is going to remember you for the things that you collect in this life. They will only remember the impact that you make on other people. That's huge. You know, that's huge. For me, that's a huge reason why I do that. I want to leave a very positive impact on this world and the people around me and the people that I've been able to help. And, you know, that's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to drive the Lambos. Like, don't give a shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely am doing this to leave, you know, a legacy behind and to set an example of what people should be doing and need to be doing in this world. It's just helping other people and following their heart and following their purpose and you know, trying to raise other people up no matter where they are in life. You know, give people a helping hand. You know, if someone needs help, just help them. It's not gonna fucking it's not gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? So huge. So here are some action steps to align and monetize your purpose, guys. So daily meditation and journaling to receive, you know, divine downloads, you know, breath work, just even going outside, putting your feet on the ground, staring at the sun, and just being in the moment as much as possible. You're going to get a lot of insights that are going to come. Just keep trying to raise your vibration, and through that process, your purpose will come naturally, guaranteed. Identify your strengths and your natural talents that uplift others, and then create a strategic plan. So set goals for impact and income. And I always say impact over income. Impact over income. So always think about the amount of impact that you can have on other people over the amount of income that you can get from that. And when you genuinely think about that and put your attention there, like, how can I impact as many people as possible? Income comes as a byproduct. Taking inspired action is huge, guys. Trust your intuition over your logical thinking mind. You know, that inner bitch that's like, oh, maybe this isn't going to work, or maybe I should do that, or whatever. Trust your gut feeling. If your gut is telling you to do something, fucking do it. Just run it. Run it without any expectation of how it's going to be played out. You know what I mean? That's how I started my journey, doing these YouTube videos, just helping one person. Like, I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it. No expectation. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, who cares? And YouTube didn't work. You know what I mean? So I stopped it. It failed at the end of the day. It's something that I'm going to pick up again at some point, but there was no expectation. I was just doing it to do it, and it led me here. And then surround yourself with high frequency individuals. Again, I was talking about this earlier. Assess your circle, make the necessary changes. Don't be afraid to cut anyone out of your life that might be holding you down, that might be an anchor. And it's someone that is sailing against your winds. You know, when one door closes, another one opens. It's very, very important, guys. Make those necessary changes. Cut whoever you need to cut out of your life if they're not aligning with your future self, if they're not aligning with your goals, your purpose, your passions, all that stuff. Get rid of them. Don't worry about it. Just get rid of them with love. You know what I mean? Just like with love. It's like, you know what? Like you can be friends your whole entire life, and they might be holding you back now. And this has been something that's happened in my experience many times. And I've had let a lot of people go throughout my journey. But it's worth it, because again, when one door closes, others open. It allows more room for other beautiful people to walk in your life that are going to help you achieve your goals, that are going to help you align with your purpose, with your passions. And they might even be that spark that's like, that aha moment, that medium that, you know, I saw, whatever. That's how this stuff works. You're rewarded by doing the things that you know you're supposed to do, even though it might be extremely, extremely difficult. That's when you're rewarded the most. It's like following your heart. And if your heart's telling you, hey, I got to let this person go, even though it might be the most difficult thing that you have to do, then that's when you're rewarded the most, guaranteed. So our conclusion here: living in alignment with your purpose is the highest form of spiritual wealth. When you serve from an authentic place, the universe rewards you with freedom, with abundance, and fulfillment. Trust the process, listen in silence, and take aligned action towards creating a reality where your soul thrives. Woo! Sweating. 1 second, guys.
That was really good, Sheldon. You did a really good job of orchestrating that down into that document. That was really good. I think you can go back to that a bunch, and that'll help a bunch of people.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Well, like I said, I mean, you let me just 1 second here. Here we go. You inspired that, and it really got me thinking. Like, a big purpose of mine is connecting other people to their purpose, because when you start to live in your purpose, that's when I genuinely believe that you start to, you know, walk with this like divine power. You start to experience all these synchronicities, and you experience a love, and like you get on a higher vibration because you're genuinely helping people, and you're living in alignment with your soul's purpose, your heart's calling, right? So it really reminds me of the book of The Alchemist, where it's my favorite book of all time. And, you know, everything comes full circle, and he's like, your purpose is in the soul of the universe. It originated there. You know what I mean? Like it's right. That's why you feel it so deeply. And you know, that's where I'm at right now. So pretty cool. Any questions, guys?
I didn't have a question, but I did want to add to Gina's stuff that she was saying about how you don't know if you're on the right path, and you ask for this, but you get that instead. So the hardest part, and especially as a parent, is staying present, you know, because you have appointments, you have baseball, you have grocery lists, you have picky eaters, and you got to remember what everybody eats. You have a million things going on. So it is literally the hardest thing to do is to just stay present. Like
Right.
that's so hard. But you also have to, what I try to do is I have to remember to let go and let go, and there was something else out. I don't remember what it was. Gosh darn it. Why do I always do that? I get so excited and then I just forget what I was saying.
That's okay. Let go, surrender is a big word too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the same time, it's like, even though you have, you know, a million tasks to seemingly do, you can still stay present with those tasks. Yes, you got to think ahead and all that stuff, but it's like when you are cooking for your picky eaters,
yeah,
let's just stay present while we're cooking for the
exactly
picky type of thing, right? Like, so it's gonna take you out of it, of course. Like, you have to plan ahead, you have to be in the future and know what you got to do throughout the day, of course. There is ways to kind of streamline that process, goal setting, blah blah blah. I don't know how you do it. Maybe it's just on the go. But you know, typically when we're rushing too, it creates a little bit of stress. They say like that rushing energy is one of the most stressful energies that we can possibly have. So if there's a way to streamline it in whatever way you possibly can, maybe you could try different things, just waking up and writing down, okay, got this done, 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 and have all these goals set in front of you, and then just like kind of check them off as they're done. And it's like even simple things like cook dinner, do laundry, all that stuff, that will help you stay more present through the process for sure.
I was going to say, so I started yoga this past like week and a half ago, and it has helped tremendously with staying present because you have to focus on this part and this part and this part and everything. And yoga, I don't know why I've never really tried it until now, but it's been amazing in more ways than just one.
So if we talk in 2 weeks from now and you stop doing yoga, I'm going to be mad at you. I'm just letting you know right now, because you found something, you know, and I talk about this all the time. You found something that helps you stay present. You found something that helps you get into that meditative state. And I always say, like, try different things. You know, there's a plethora of ways that we can get into like this state of being present and being in a meditative state and just being still with ourselves. It sounds like you found one. So keep on doing it as much as possible. It's going to help in immense ways.
Yes.
Chelsea,
So we'll be checking in on that. I'm making notes. Don't worry.
Chelsea, I would really, like, by you saying what you just said, you're really going to resonate with this book. Like, it talks a lot about, because I mean, the guys on this call will never get what it's like to fix 7 different dinners for 4 people because they didn't.
What about
the
you,
first
Kev? When Nate's ratings in the hands too, you know, you got it. We might have some. We don't have. I know Kev's not a single father, but you don't know.
I do a lot of cooking. I actually love cooking though, so it's
so do I.
mine.
Yeah, me too.
If I got the time, I'll cook every day.
That's good.
But I do give a lot of respect to the moms out there. I know I can do that job.
Oh yeah.
I'd go nuts.
As a mum, you lose your identity, and you give so much. There's almost like a self-deprecating point to it, where like everyone comes first before you. So it's a juggling match to try and get that back, and then have that peace when your kid's having a tanty on the fucking ground and kicking and screaming, and you're like, I'm gonna lose my mind in a minute. And you just have to get over all the shit and just realize that every day is like a rinse and repeat with the kids. Like, we just have to be our best as much as possible and figure it out as we go with new tools like what Sheldon gives us.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, again, everyone's got obviously a different situation than the next person. And I think that it's up to us to figure out like what really works for us. And like, you know, Gina, I know that you've been having a lot of success, you know, going on your hikes and your runs, and that's been bringing you a lot of like clarity and peace. And, you know, you're being able to be more present. And Chelsea, we're talking about yoga and all that stuff. So we all have these like practices that help us with our day to day. Like, you know, I don't have kids right now, and I'm not like cooking dinners for 1 million people, but you know, I'm building these things and I'm trying to help you guys, and I'm busy as hell too, right? But
you still have a million things going on,
yeah. But I'm finding ways, you know, throughout my day, like in the practices that I've been doing for years that help me stay grounded, stay, you know, in silence. Like, I'm always meditating, I'm always doing breath work. Like, I'm at the gym, I'm in the sauna. Like, I'm always like working on myself and making sure that I'm also doing the things that, you know, continue to help me align with, you know, staying present in my purpose and all that stuff. So it's just important that we all find these in our own ways and just continue to apply them in our lives.
I'm in the pocket of the bit kind of where you are in a certain way with I've been on the path for a long time. I've helped a lot of people, and I got fired, which is something that I've been praying for the job to be given to a new owner for months, and it happened the other week. And then I'm like, oh fuck. And then I went through like the little shame bit, and then I went to jiu-jitsu that night and torn my hamstring really badly. So then I got an injury the same day as I got fired, which is like, you know, the fucking icing on the cake. But I roll with this shit. I'm good with this, right? I'm like, I get it. I know what the game is. But now I'm like the looking for work bit, looking at, it's funny, I laughed before, you're like Amazon FBA, fucking this, I've been chat GPT and this shit out of everything. I made a fucking tallow balm brand. I've done all sorts of shit. But I'm like sitting in that pocket, and then I've got a post to load about getting fired. And my missus last night is like, don't say the word fired. I'm like, no, fuck it. It is what it is. Like, I didn't get fired. I got let go. Like, there's not work coming in. So I was last one in. So I'm first one out. But that's just a story. And I don't give a fuck. I got fired. It's cool. I can run with it. And it's actually a little bit more edgy like that. So I like that. Anyway, I know what the fuck I'm going to do in the next week and a bit. I have to pay bills and shit. But I'm sitting right in the bit of like the creation energy to bring that forward. I'm just going to stay in it. And I've got upstairs to deal with where we've had this opportunity twice and it's crashed and burned, and we've had breakups and all sorts of messy shit. But we're holding in this space right now, and I'm dealing with her energetically around the lack and everything else. And we're doing lots of podcasting and yoga and meditation and different things. And it's an interesting moment to be.
You're in the, we're obviously dealing with different things right now, but like, yeah, it feels like we're in a very similar sort of like, I've been going through a lot of like, you know, these seeming tests, challenges, obstacles, all that stuff. But again, this circles back to what I was saying earlier, where if you can completely trust, because you've been on this path for a long time, right? You know how the process works. If you can completely surrender and trust and not cause any resistance, you'll start to realize real quick that all your needs are met at every moment in time and point of space, and something will just fall in your fucking lap. It's just,
you said a couple of things. You said God. What do you say? God is my wallet, or something like. You said something uncanny before. I was like, one of the things you write down, and I was like, that's a fucking boss one. Another thing with the
I'll send it to you. It's
energy too.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to spend money and bring it.
I got that 2 weeks ago. I sent him a voice note about that. When I got that, I was paying for petrol, and I was like, fuck yeah. Like, that's the thing, is like that lack and there's two energies, right? There's like restriction and expansion. Yeah. And when you're not expanding, you know you're going to fucking debt. You know you're going into the things you don't want to go into. So it's like, it's that, yeah. But that one you said about God's bank account, I was like, fuck yeah.
It's just an affirmation, right? But it's like, I now write in my subconscious mind the idea of God's wealth. God is the source of my supply. All my needs are met at every moment in time and point of space. God's wealth flows freely, joylessly, and ceaselessly into my experience. And I give God thanks for God's riches forever circulating into my experience. So.
And writing things down, like loads it to our subconscious and our brain in a completely different way. It's like, yeah, really special. And I know that when you repeatedly write it, there's something that happens. When you said today about penmanship, I was like, oh, that's something I want to improve on. That's
practice your penmanship. Yeah, like I got fucking books, man. Like I got like I have dozens of these like filled, you know what I mean? Like they're filled like front and back, like just page and page and page and page and page and page. Like I got like been doing these things for a long time. Like, I'm so happy and grateful.
That's massive.
To man, my writing is terrible, but I am so happy and grateful to have developed the highest self-discipline. I'm so happy and grateful to be living in unlimited abundance and freedom. I'm so happy and grateful for my perfect health and harmony. Yeah, there's tons of different ones. Money loves to be around me. Money loves my energy.
I love that. Money loves to be around me. I wrote that down. That's a fucking out of all of them. I was like, that idea. Yeah. Yeah. Because it means so many different things, right? It's luxury. It's everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It's important. Like also how you articulate these things too. Like when you're writing, when you're speaking it back, it's like money loves to be around me. Money loves my energy. Like it's like the power in the conviction in your voice, which creates. You know what I mean? It's the power of your word.
This is old school Wayne Dyer, like Louise L. Hay. It's all the stuff coming through, like in a new way. Like it's everything sort of joined together. It's special. Thank you.
Yes. No problem, man. No problem.
Grateful.
Anytime,
One thing
guys.
someone said to me was that you won't get more until you're grateful with what you got.
Yes.
And I was like, it's like you're not even holding the things in your hands that you've got in your hands, like your kids and everything else. Like even if you're in lack, right? Even if you've got no money, as long as you got like food in your fridge, who gives a fuck? Right? It's like there's all these tricks to it. What lack is, like feeling shame as a dad because you're not providing for a second. It's like, come on, what are you doing?
Gina would love to chime in on that because I know she has a direct experience with it. But I say it all the time. Like if you hold gratitude, if you have $1 in your bank account and you hold gratitude for that singular dollar and like an immense amount of gratitude, it will multiply. That's how it works because you're putting yourself in a receiving state, right? And when we're constantly grateful for the things that we already have, like that's why you want to wake up and like I have the module in the classroom, like, you know, formulating a rock solid daily routine. The first thing you do when you wake up is you go over everything that you're grateful for. You count your blessings. You quite literally count your blessings and you go over everything. Like I got these eyes to see, this breath that I'm taking, my beautiful body, this health that I have, right? Like things that people take for granted, right? The lights that are on right now, I got food in the fridge. I got clean water to drink. You know what I mean? I got a good mind, all this stuff. Like I'm just going like being grateful for all of it. And that shit will start to multiply.
Special. Thank you.
No problem.
I can say it's true.
I know you spoke about it a few times, like, and I've had so many experiences with this too, like, you know, wanting other things and then stopping and just being grateful for what I already have, and then the other things just come. It's like that's the power of it. There's actually a book, it's called The Magic, and it's the Secret series, and it's all about the power of gratitude. And I read that front to back, and it really changed my whole perspective on like just how powerful gratitude was and how I apply it in my life. Because I'm always grateful, but like this put my amount of gratitude on another fucking level. And it started helping me attract more things. So sweet. That was great, guys. That was awesome. Yeah.
Love
I
it.
appreciate all you. I'm gonna put this one up for sure because it was really good. And like I said, I think I'm gonna start to shift the whole, like, not the whole thing, but a big piece of this community to helping people like find their purpose and monetizing from it. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you guys need me, hit me up in the DMs. I'm always there for you. And yeah, we'll chat soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sheldon.
Peace.
Peace and love, my friends. Let's go.
Bye.
Let's go.